So this is kind of ridiculous. So all this has to go. It's kind of sad, and I'm a bit sentimental in nature, to be honest, and I actually think this year has only increased that. But I look at all this and I can't help but think of all the content it's helped me create. But we're at that fork in the road where I feel, for me, that this or these are no longer the right tools for the job. If you want to do more of a deep dive on that topic, I made a video about my thoughts earlier this summer that I'll link, should be up over here. So let's turn the page. It's been a crazy couple of weeks with some photo shoots and behind the scenes videos. So I thought I would do a quick Q&A, and I've got some giveaways to sort out, like this hat here and a metallic version of this bad boy. So we'll sort those out, go over the Q&A or Q&As after we roll that intro. Okay, so let's just jump into it and take a look at a question from Marco. Since we started this video showing a bunch of camera gear, and if you've been watching my last couple of behind the scenes videos, you've seen the setup I use on those types of shoots. And it's a good bet. Just a quick note on that, since I've gotten some comments. It's taken me years to build up that gear package that I use. And fortunately, especially from my back, not all shoots require the setup that I've used in those last couple of videos. And that takes us back to Marco's question in regards to a budget location lighting setup. First of all, you need to know what type of images you're gonna make before you can really decide what gear you'll need for a shoot. If it's a personal project, then it's obviously up to you. But if you're working for a client, you'll have to take their creative direction and craft a kit that will deliver the goods. So for this example, let's say we're looking for something more natural. I've created images for clients just using the sun as a main light and a simple bounce to fill the shadows. Even with the bounce, you can make creative decisions with different materials such as white, silver, and gold, which will each give you different looks. Here's an example right here. And this is a round bounce. You've got gold on one side and white on the other. And I think this guy unzips, and you can actually use a negative fill and more of a reflective white in there. And then I've got kind of a tri-grip here with silver on one side and white on the other with a handle. So those are just some options there. And you don't even need something as fancy as that. You can actually just use white foam core. The next step up from there would be a one light setup. When I'm working something like this, I might position my subject out of direct sunlight and then use the one light to craft the look I'm going after. I've done full shoots like this, and I've had really great results. A bonus tip, when you're using one light and it's a run and gun type shoot and you have a battery powered strobe or flash and an assistant, I like to bring a handheld stand or pole like this one that can be operated by someone you direct while you're taking the images. So this thing telescopes out. You obviously put your light or your strobe on this end, and your assistant can get, they can direct this light wherever you need it, closer, pull it out, and just move. You can just move all over the place with your subject. And I know I'm showing some examples, but that great tool right there. All right, let's look at a question or part of a question from Karen. You might have noticed there were questions about the R5 settings I use in these questions, and I feel that might just warrant its own video. So if that's something y'all might be interested in, just let me know down there below. Okay, Karen asked about what types of backdrops I use. So this depends as well. Here in the studio, I can use the cyc wall, which I have actually behind the camera. And on location, I've used rolled paper backdrops, and you can get any color you need, especially if you're needing a sweep for a full body shot or full body type stuff. Now, if we need a black backdrop, I would be more inclined to use fabric, since it's easier to transport and it won't show dirt, even if your talent has to stand on it. And I've got one right here. And so this is an example of a black cloth backdrop. And it works just like the paper ones, where you run the stand through the top. This one's kind of frayed, it's been used so many times. And then use clamps to hold it in place. You might have seen in my first R5 video, which we used a white cloth backdrop for the NBA shoot. And here it is. This thing is great because it's got some stretch to it. And with that stretch, you can clamp it and it won't show to the poles, the background poles, and it won't show wrinkles. And it packs up, really nicely. And this one is made by Westcott, by the way. And this is a high key white. And by the looks of it, I probably need to wash it. I feel like Carrot Top here with all these props I'm pulling out. Karen also asked if there is a site that I use to cultivate artboards. And I can't say that I do that. I'll sometimes save images into galleries on something like Instagram, but usually when a project comes up, it's my clients that have already compiled images for reference. That's not to say a site like Pinterest wouldn't be perfect for that type of thing. I just personally don't think I have the discipline for taking the time to put it together. So maybe if it was an extended personal project like I've done in the past, I might feel the need to gather a group of images and put those together for reference. But that's not something I commonly do. Okay, let's finish with a question from Bruno over in France. I mean, how cool is that? Thanks, Bruno. Because of you, we're worldwide over here. Although I've gotten messages from other places in the world, but I just think it's kind of neat how these videos can reach out all over the globe. Now, Bruno asked if I was always in sports photography, and the short answer is no. Now, I don't want to spend a lot of time on my journey at the risk of being self-indulgent and boring, but I'll share a little with the hope that maybe it can inspire some of y'all who maybe aren't where you want to be in this business yet. When I started out like 20 years ago, I thought I would be a landscape or still life product photographer. Let me dig out this, hold on, I'll be right back. How about that crash for effect? So here's an old portfolio from back in that time, I guess about 20 years ago, and it's hard to believe I actually showed this to people. But anyway, I thought I was going to be a landscape or, like I said, product photographer. But at the same time, my head was thinking I was on this path. I began assisting other photographers. I was in Atlanta at the time, and all these photographers were working with commercial clients on jobs that involved people. And I was fortunate to be on set, which allowed me to be exposed to the experience from the sidelines, I guess you could say, if we're going to take this to a sports reference. But long story short, I found myself really enjoying the experience and of having people and interacting on set. And that changed the direction, really, of my career. Now, I'm probably 180 degrees in the other direction from where I was here. where I'm not only working with people, but with pro athletes and everything involved with that. So you can use me as an example that anything is possible in this industry if you put the work in. And I mean, look at this thing. No wonder I wasn't getting any work. So, all that being said, I don't just work in the sports world. For example, 2 weeks ago, I was taking an executive portrait for a banking ad campaign. And in a couple weeks, I'm working on a lottery campaign. So it takes a lot of parts and pieces to, kind of put the whole picture together. But in the end of the day, you choose what you market yourself for. And that's a whole nother probably video in the future maybe. Also, Bruno asked, what would I shoot for pleasure? And I think I would really kind of like to get back into some of the landscape stuff. Hopefully I'm improved from these days. But maybe when travel opens back up, I can go somewhere and lock it down on some landscape photography for a couple days. Well, thanks everyone for the questions, and thank you to all of you who have taken the time to comment on my videos and support this channel. To show a little appreciation, let me flash the randomly chose recipients, first for the hat, and then for the metallic print. After we finally reached 100 likes on this video from, I guess, back in July. So if you might not be watching this, but I'll reach out to the people's names. I'll reach out, whoever popped up on the screen, I'll reach out to y'all on Instagram shortly to get your shipping information. Okay, so we'll wrap this one up. If you've got any other questions or comments, please feel free to drop them below. Content suggestions or future giveaway ideas, you can leave those down there. If you feel this video worthy, please hit that thumbs up. That makes a big difference apparently on YouTube. And to make sure you catch more content like this, hit that subscribe button down there and the bell so YouTube will let you know when I'm here. You can also find me on social media at Instagram and Twitter at quantzphoto. Please stay safe and healthy out there. And I hope to be here in the next one. Now I gotta go clean up that mess from that crash when I went to go grab this thing. All right, see y'all next time.